Everything for naughty. Suck my dick. Psalm shit, nigga. I like to fuck homie. J-Star. E-Y.
Hello. This is a tour of the Imperial capital of Constantiam, Aurelianum, founded by Reclamationum, built primarily by Niso, Reclamationum, Tanzinator, and a handful of other Imperials. So, this base is very important. This is probably the greatest base that we've had on Constantiam. So, this is the starting area. As you can see, this is for the poor people. As you can see, it's not the nicest area. This was mainly built by Niso. These gradients, I really like this area. This was one of the latest areas of the base that we made. It's very nice. The interiors we weren't able to put that much in the interiors, as this part was quite relatively new, you know. As you can see, we have a farm. It's a beautiful base. I had a lot of fun time here. And then this old style Imperial, which is why I am now making it over here. Even though this still remains the poor area, this was mainly designed to be kind of Nordic or medieval Irish, if that makes sense. And this is the bank where we keep all of the anti-Imperials and poor. This is a nice tower. Should go to the top. But this base was founded by me, and I've had a lot of really fun times at this base. Niso also co-founded this base with me. This is the fruit of the branch's success. We have many other great bases such as Stormvale. You know, we also had Avalon, many others, but this is probably the greatest base that the branch has had, and one of the greatest recent bases we've had. And I really like these houses. Niso is an amazing builder. This is very impressive. So that's basically the poor area. We're now going to be going into the nicer area. So this goes all the way down here. Wow, guys, I appeared at the other side. So this house was J-Bomb's house. It's interesting design. He was a loyal Imperial that we had. As you can see, we're rich, so we just keep our kits hanging around. These were filled to the brim with netherite. Nothing much. This is just a basic house. Not the greatest, but as you can see, here is the Church of the Imperials, which is right here, the graveyard. So, the first person is Bing Microsoft. Now, Bing Microsoft was a member of this base originally. Whenever Niso and I founded it in March. He eventually quit. He was a mid-rank. He just left. Nothing really happened. And then, as you can see here, we have J-Bomb, one of my favorite mid-ranks in the branch, who sadly left. And I'm gonna show us this church first. This is a very impressive church. Based Optio, as you can see, this is a lot of history. The Lord of Ra. This is where we had a lot of meetings. Base meetings. As you can see, just a beautiful base. Like, whenever I walk around this, I'm always impressed. It's absolute, like, this is just amazing. This fort, I absolutely love this fort. It's just, this is where we kept the slaves, you know, like the anti-imperials. Keep them in these forts. And there's a reason we have these, and it's ultimately to protect the empire. Now, I'm going to be going over here, but as you can clearly see, we're upcoming the amazing gardens. Very impressive. But there's one disgusting thing that you'll notice, and it's this. Now let me tell you about this. This is the wandering gypsy caravan for all of the gypsies and Ukrainians. Thankfully though, we have them locked up, so you don't have to worry. This was one of the very first houses at Aurelianum. This is all the way back in March. Wow, this base has gone so much. But yeah, it's pretty basic. It's a good house though. I remember this interior. What does this say? Are you a Jew? Yes. No. We have no Jews in Imperials, so that's wrong. As you can see over here, we have this farm, which was designed by Niso, but behind this farm, we have this amazing diagonal house designed by Tanzanator, one of my greatest friends in the Imperials. I watched him design this within 5 seconds. And we'll be back, but over here we have this house. This wasn't entirely finished. It was quite an ambitious project. This was my initial house. This was designed whenever I was Centurion. This is my first build here. I made this when I was Centurion. I changed it to High General. This is when it was built. It's alright. I also designed the road format. This was Bing Microsoft, the member I said who was here and left. I used these furnaces to create a lot of their roads. And once we come out here, you'll notice this nice house. I really like this. I don't really know who built this. For here, you know, we have a lot of horses. I don't know. I put this statue here. I made it the custom at Constantiam bases to have these Gamerman statues. And there was one at Stormvale as well. I created this tradition. I created that statue. I really like this, the way this blends in. This house is cooked. As you can see, no interiors. We're done here. Over here is really where the interiors start to get significantly better, as you can clearly see. This area is just like amazing in terms of its interiors. Like right here, this bed, this is brick zebras. This is Scooby-Doo Pimp Jigsaws. And yeah, this is just a basic house we have. The inn upstairs, that's the inn. And this is where I really think that the base just looks beautiful. And I don't use this word much, but look at this. These ships. It's just absolutely insane. This is their restaurant. Staff only, but I'm the emperor, so I can obviously go back here. Because I'm better than the peasants who made this place. Except for me, because I did help make this place a lot. You know, we can have an amazing view. Like, this is probably where you'll see high ranks in the Elder Council. They'll just be looking out, and they'll be like, wow, Rekla was really good with his Constantiam branch. And he got people like Niso and many others to make an amazing base. And as you can see, this is just a cozy house. Like, I just absolutely love the vibes at this house. And the majority of this port area was designed by Niso. He's a great builder, very active. But yeah, one thing that definitely cannot be forgotten is this base has lasted for months. At certain points, it's been very inactive, very active. And this is one of my favorite parts. So, as we approach this amazing clock tower, we're gonna walk back these really nice houses, which you can commonly tell, like, glass is not the greatest way to finish a building. This was a farm. This was a farm. This is very strange that we do this. Don't ask why. But at least we have something on the interior, unlike other Constantiam groups. This is a trading hall, obviously. Even though we have a bunch of kits, this is for the many people who are at this base. We have these two houses here. The interiors weren't finished, and this is just astonishing. Like, Niso really outdid himself with this build. I'm absolutely impressed. Like, I saw him design this in VC. This took him a long time. It was a big project of his. And sadly, right before the base got griefed by trannies, we actually started working on this. This was Niso's build. I told him he should make it farms. He wanted to do something like this, and I said, well, you should make it a farm. So I was like, yeah, put grass there. That would be really cool. This was going to be such a cool build, but sadly it never came to fruition. But here are some other houses you can see. This house is just absolutely pleasant. It's Niso's smelting pot. Again, this base was absolutely amazing. I would also like to give a shout out to, Niso Tanzanator. And, that's not everything that was here. We had farms. Even though we're rich, we just have farms. And we don't buy kits. That's just Bobo. So, as we come up here, it's very important to take into consideration that Imperials are the largest group on Constantiam. Yes, this is our base, but we are the largest and most heavily incited and targeted group for inciting. We're not incited, because the retards never get far. But because of that, bases don't have many members. So this base only had like 7 members. But this was Tanzania's project. But yeah, if you are interested in this world download, you can reach out to me on Discord, Reclamation him, and I can get it to you. But now that we've basically toured the base, this is just absolutely something that you should take into consideration. If you think I should make a video about other Constantiam bases, like I could, because this base is definitely worthy of a video, but things like Stormville, Avalon, East Hollow 2, all the bases I have world downloads of, should I just make a long Constantiam episode? And maybe I could get Brick Zebra to do a episode about some old 2B bases such as Crusaders, Crash, and the 2B2T Capital Infamous. So that brings the video to an end. I Reclamation him. I'm very glad that I was able to show you this base.